Hey YouTube. Hey, this is video number 2 of the interior restoration of the 1978 Crestliner Apollo 660. This is video number 2, and just quickly, I apologize that video 1 of the interior restoration ended so abruptly. My phone got too hot and shut off, but you basically got the whole rundown of the whole boat, so I was pretty lucky that way. Okay, on to this video. Okay, as you can see, I'm working on the floor in here, restoring the floor, and what I've done, I'll show you inside the transom here. Okay, there were several layers to this, and first of all, I had the red carpeting, which was in here, just nasty, original 1978 red indoor-outdoor carpeting that was in here. I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did. Underneath the carpeting was the it's like a fiberglass sheeting. Oh, I suppose it's about 1/16 of an inch thick. Just really weird stuff. I've actually never seen this before. Really weird. So, but it served its purpose, and it was to keep moisture off of this here floor, I'm sure, or to help keep it dry. So, and I don't know if it was sprayed in or if it was actual sheet. I haven't been able to figure that out. So I'm thinking it was a sheet of some sort. At any rate, underneath the sheeting is the 3/8 inch marine grade plywood. And why, for the life of me, they only put 3/8 inch in here is beyond me. But you can go anywhere on this floor in here and bounce up and down a little bit. And I'm just not standing in the wet area. I'm over here in the dry area, and I can still go up and down. So why in the hell did they do that? They should have put at least 1/2 inch, I'm figuring. So it's kind of weird that they did that. But at any rate, underneath that, we've got some fiberglass ribs inside the bottom of the boat here. And I was afraid it was going to be wood, but I'm glad it's not. Because the wood would have been harder to work with from a restoration process. But because we have these fiberglass ribs in here, now I can just screw the new flooring right into there. So what I don't want to do is screw anything in here, of course, or here, because that's the bottom of the boat. So I can show you the plug up here real close. That's the plug down there. And I'm going to be reinforcing the transom here. One thing that's very common with these older fiberglass boats is the wood rots out and stuff, and so it's pretty tight overall. And what I mean by that is you put the motor trim all the way down, and you step on the motor a little bit, and you see if the transom moves. Overall, it's pretty solid, but there's quite a bit of rot in certain areas, so I'm going to be reinforcing this area back in here. And I don't know if I'm going to put like a 2x6 back in there and then just kind of like bolt it down several spots besides these two, or if I'm going to use some sort of metal product back in there. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely going to be reinforcing that. So and kind of show you close up here. This fiberglass sheeting back here was a bitch to get out. It was really tough. I had to use a vice grips and grab it, and it was really amazing because in a couple areas it did come off in big chunks, and that was really nice. You can see the line right back there where I peeled, where it just kind of ripped away from the wall, and that was really nice. Wherever it did that, it was obviously less work. So got this all nice and clean over here. You know, I can't wait to get this all vacuumed out, washed out, and dried up, and then start putting a new floor in here. It's going to be really nice, so much better. So, so anyway, there's the 3/8 inch plywood. It's a little wet. Everything needs to kind of dry out back here. I've got to get all this crap out of here and everything. So that is the floor, though, in my 78 Apollo Crestliner here, and it's all a wood flooring. And like I said earlier, I'm glad it's fiberglass ribs and not wood ribs. So there will be no issue screwing this new floor. What I want to do, by the way, is just put some, since this stuff isn't rotted, it's just wet and weak. You know, it's thin. It's only 3/8 inch thick. What I'm going to do is put another sheeting of plywood on top of this and just screw it into the plywood floor here in several spots, and then I'll build upward from there. But I'm not going to rip this stuff out. There's no reason to. It may be damp, but it's not rotted up in here. The piece I pulled out from back there is right here, and that is also 3/8 inch marine grade plywood, vintage 1978. And there's some old rusty screws in there. So that piece is in great shape. It just needs to be sprayed off and dried out a little bit. So I will bolt that or screw that back down in there on the fiberglass ribs, and then put use this as a template on top of a new piece of 1/2 inch plywood, and then put this in first, and then the 1/2 inch on top of that, and then like I said earlier, also just build upward from there. So that's my plan, though. So that's the stage of the restoration in my 78 Apollo Crestliner. So I love this boat. It's really fun. What I love the most about this boat is right there. This boat hauls ass on the lake. That little 115 really pushes this boat fast. So at any rate, that is the floor video, video number 2, restoration. And I'm just going to keep going, video 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. And for those of you that are following these videos, I hope you find these really interesting and informative, because this sure is a lot of fun, ripping all this nasty old crap out and restoring it with fresh, new, nice stuff. That's a really great feeling. So I'm going to wash all this up in here, and just a whole bunch of other stuff here with the floor, and eventually put carpeting back in here. And I'm thinking black carpeting. I'm not real fond of red. If you noted that in my first video, my first interior restoration video, I mentioned that I'm not fond of red. So, but it is what it is. I can't get rid of all of it, but the carpet is one thing I can get rid of, so I can just change the color. So, okay, folks, thanks for tuning in, and just watch for more videos on the restoration process of this 1978 Crestliner Apollo 660. And thanks for tuning in. There's a lot of good stuff on this channel, so check it all out, and feel free to comment. I do get back to my comments as soon as I can, so I love to answer my comments. Apollo. Oh! Okay, folks, thanks for tuning in, and just keep following the progress here on this boat. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.